Good morning. I am Paul Ezekiel. I'm going to do a presentation on renewable energy and switching to it. Recent politics have shown energy debate has become a major dilemma and problem for countries around the world. The major issues countries have with switching is trying to find a cost-effective way and also be a sustainable resource for the future. Renewable energy, according to dictionary.com, is a natural energy that's sustainable over a long period of time that isn't depleted when it's consumed. The need for a change in the energy infrastructure from fossil fuels to renewable energy is absolutely necessary, and in order to decrease future human-induced global climate change and keep the planet more sustainable for humans in the future. In this paper, I will review the top 3 main renewable energy sources that are currently in the United States that include the following: solar energy, wind energy, and hydropower. I will go through the positives, the pros, and the cons for each and express which one would be the most suitable for this country. Before I go into that, I'm going to talk about just a little bit about climate change. It's pretty important to why we need to switch. Global induced climate change is a major component in the need to switch to renewable energy sources. According to the Environmental Protection Agency, climate change is a change in climate over an extended period of time, and global warming, which is associated with fossil fuel usage, is a rise in global average temperatures through a long period of time. Since 1880, global average temperature has increased by staggering 1.71 degrees Fahrenheit or 0.96 degrees Celsius. Climate scientists state that the recent increase of global average temperatures is directly related into the increase of carbon dioxide emissions. Since the beginning of the Industrial Revolution, CO2 emissions have increased exponentially and do show that they are the leading cause in the changing climate. So, in order to reduce the emissions of CO2 and other greenhouse gases, the reduction of fossil fuels by increasing usages in renewable energy is necessary and needs to be implemented as soon as possible. So the first type of renewable energy I would like to discuss is solar energy. Solar energy is a renewable energy source that converts the sun's energy into thermal and electrical energy. The first benefit solar energy possesses is that it's the most abundant energy source on the planet. In fact, solar energy will not run out for billions of years in the future until the sun finally runs out of producing energy itself. So it'll be more sustainable over a long period of time. So on the next benefit is that solar energy does not emit any pollution during its usage, which is good. So the one concern from many people is that solar power does not have technology that doesn't have emission by itself, but it has emission from its manufacturing and its transport of it. So one thing that could be tweaked and improved with that is you get maybe use solar power within the facility, greatly reducing its climate influence and emissions. And also the transport, you could use more of a hybrid car or electric car, or some better technology that will produce less emissions. That will solve that issue. So now the benefit of cost of solar energy is that it greatly reduces the electricity cost for many consumers. So the cost of solar writes that every kilowatt of solar energy produced that is sold back to the grid increases savings of consumer electric bills. For example, by adding more solar panels can lead to customers paying $0 a month and even getting paid themselves in some of the states like California and New Jersey who have incentives. But in addition to possibly making money, solar companies are currently working on designing new technology that's more cost efficient. Cost of solar cites that consumers that install solar panels do notice that solar panels are paying themselves over 25 years, which is a long time, but it's definitely all worth it. Finally, consumers that add solar panels to their homes are also seeing an increase of property values of approximately $20,000. So solar energy has some disadvantages, but seems to be the most favorable of all renewable energy sources. The next type of renewable energy I would like to talk about is wind energy. So wind energy is a renewable energy source that uses the wind to create mechanical electrical power through wind turbines. That's one way to do it. Wind is created from uneven heating from the atmosphere from solar radiation. So wind turbines, the main technology in the wind energy. As a matter of fact, wind turbines use the wind to turn the rotor blades and create electrical power that is stored in an electrical generator below. In fact, wind energy can have a substantial reduction in the amount of emission of greenhouse gases. For example, in 1998, there was a study by the U.S. Department of Energy that wrote the wind power of California offset approximately 2.5 billion pounds of CO2 emissions and 50 million pounds of other greenhouse gas emissions just from using the wind turbines itself. So another advantage of wind energy that creates jobs and can improve the economy. So recently in 2016, approximately $9 billion of capital was invested in wind energy, leading to the employment of more than 100,000 workers. Unfortunately, wind turbines have more disadvantages than advantages. The main cost of wind turbines comes from the manufacturing of the turbine. It takes a lot of money to manufacture it and maintain it. The other problem is it produces noise in the nearby area. The visual aesthetics it looks out of place. And land usage of where they have to place them. And then some of the birds and insects and stuff, they fly in it and they get killed. So those are all negatives. But recently, many operators addressed the issue with the birds being killed by greatly reducing the speed of the rotor blades to allow birds that were traveling near the turbines to get through before the blade would get through. And wind energy companies have addressed this issue by placing wind turbines where winds are most prevalent and strong enough that the issue by placing wind turbines where they're most prevalent and are strong enough to harness the energy on a daily basis, which is another thing. So wind energy has some disadvantages, but many wind companies have been working into improving its technology and making it better for the future. The final type of renewable energy I would like to talk about is hydropower. So hydropower is energy that's created from moving water through turbines in dams and such. Furthermore, hydropower takes water behind a dam and flows through blades in a turbine, which generates electrical energy. An advantage of hydropower, it's the cheapest of all renewable energy sources, but suffers the worst of environmental impacts in the future. So in order to use hydropower, water needs to be dammed for a water resource, like a river or stream, which will lead to changes in the ecosystems of the waterway. These changes can prevent salmon from migrating upstream and spawning, and will lead to a great reduction of fish populations in the waterways. In order to resolve this issue, dam owners have installed these fish ladders, which allow fish to rise from the below the dam to above the dam. But they've still seen issues with a decrease in fish population. It's been a great decrease with them. Another issue is that you're relying on rainwater, and for example, you might have like a severe drought. So a couple years ago here in California in 2014, we had a severe drought that lasted for many years. So many of the hydropower plants that were in the Sierra Nevada saw a great decline in the amount of power generated from the lack of water. We were pretty much at pitch bottom of our reservoirs. So the main concern with global temperatures continuing to rise, there might be less precipitation and less water, which would greatly decrease the amount of water you get. So if you're having these more dams and you're trying to use that, you might have not enough water, and the lack of water will not be very sustainable in producing power. So hydropower seems to have the most problems of all the renewable energy sources. So renewable energy can have a significant benefit on the sustainability of the earth, but like fossil fuels, still have a negative effect as well. Solar energy is the most effective and efficient renewable energy source that should be incorporated by more people around the world. Even with the few of the negatives solar energy has, one can expect by using solar energy, they can see a dramatic decrease and be part of a dramatic decrease in the global greenhouse emissions. So the next best renewable energy source is wind energy. Wind energy can provide a boost to the economy and still possess environmental benefits. But the worst of the three is hydropower. Switch to using more hydropower would lead to many other environmental consequences that in time could lower the effectiveness of using cleaner energy. Technology continues to grow and improve, but steps need to be taken by every human to make a difference in lowering their usage of fossil fuels and investing in one type of sustainable renewable energy. In conclusion, renewable energy may have its drawbacks, but will also lead to us finally regaining control of our future environment and our future climate for generations to come. And thank you.